Hello, and welcome to the channel Between Breaths Now. Today, I'm going to be discussing about an interesting topic, something that's personal. So, the topic is the, the sense of self. Ideally, I don't know if you notice, we create a sense of self very quickly when we meet at job interviews, new people, people who want to impress. We have some kind of an identity. I'll give an example. In my life, there was this new manager who came at work and he wanted to establish who he was, just whatever, like an image of him which he came within the office with. So even seeing that, I began to reflect, and I saw even I was doing the same thing. It wasn't the same I in the office as it was at home. Wasn't the same I with my grandparents, same I that was meeting my mother, or same I which was going to meet new people. Depends, the I is created on many, depends on the physical, how good you're feeling physically at that day. Maybe even if you've had a couple of cup of coffees, it'll be creating so the I seems to be like a moving, if you will notice, it's a sense of a moving, um, like it's consistently changing. It's not a stagnant personality. Certain things society won't let you get away with, like me in my case, it won't let me get away with. I have to be a male because that's the way I look. There's no choice for me. Of course, there's a whole gender identity and all that in America, but for safe reference, that's an identity which will naturally come. Uh, the other levels of identity usually people will establish, especially in a multicultural country where I live in, is where you're from. Kind of, so they'll develop a cultural identity. So, in my case, being from Indian culture, growing up in Australia, so it'll be like uh, like that kind of identity will start building up. So if you keep going like that, then I studied this in this school, I've done like masters, so there'll be another I that will be created for that. But the recognition of an earlier video where I said the whole process of turning inwards uh, is mainly to remove all these eyes, because in really, uh, when you're seeking something that is real, you these things will fall apart. So why will these things fall apart? Because it's not getting too religious, but like Jesus said, deny thyself. So when he's saying deny thyself, it just means because the self you've just created, which are just basically just bubbles you are creating and then bubbles that are vanishing. So you're creating a lot of bubbles about. Somebody could even develop a very spiritual bubbles. People develop. I'm a great devotee of this god. This goddess. Especially in the Indian culture, it's very common for people to develop strong identities, which are enforced by the group they surround themselves with. But of course, because they surround themselves with other people, the identity builds up. But if they really go inwards, the identity will drop out. Why drop out identities? Why make identities? Well, it seems to be a little bit of a natural process after human beings have developed the capability of thinking. And so physical stature also does play part. If I was like really muscular, really big, different kind of identity. Let's say if I go to the gym 3 4 years, built up a big, different kind of identity might pop up for some time in the gym, and the actions would change. So mainly you're trying to get a sense of an unlimited experience. But the unlimited experience is not going to come through creating an identity, which is very common in movies, and actors' identity is made, and slowly, the actor's identity is kind of mixed with his real life, in at least in the eyes of the audience. A lot of people fall in love with actors just by the image of that. So it's a very tangible, yet not yet fictional thing. Harry Potter is a good example in this case. Like the Harry Potter world, I read Harry Potter as a kid, and it really it's an identity. I know Harry Potter doesn't exist, but there's the castle, there's the houses, there's things, there's that. So a lot of identity will be created. But these are the ways to create an identity. So you can create any kind of identity as long as it's feasible. It's not. You can create any identity. I will just leave it there. It doesn't have to be. If you go too much into creating an identity, then there's a chance of mentally getting in trouble, especially in social societies. You might get into trouble if you create. But actually you can create any. Actually you cannot just create one, you can create many identities. I would say you can create many different. uh, these days psychiatrists might call it bipolar, triple. I think there's somewhere I heard someone say you can create up to 300 identities, separate identities in your brain if you want to. But to break the identity and break this process is the process to turn inwards, to stay with reality at all times. And that's why this channel of Between Breaths, which I've started, because breath is real. You cannot say breath is a fictional thing. It's the advantage of breath is it's both in control as well as automated, kind of like creating an eye, which is half in some in your control, and some is automated, because others are also creating your image in your head, and somewhere you've created your image and others are creating their image, and they are combining to create one for you. So these so this is the main essence of I. How to break an I, how to create an I. You can try different things if you are in that kind of alert sphere of and sounds mentally and physically. Then you can create whichever you want and dissolve it at will. If you are not that capable, just be conscious of what you're creating, and whether you can sustain it well. Another example is like the WWE wrestlers, which I watch, where they take a fictional name, they're fighting in fiction, with new series like the WWE, and really we know it's all scripted. So it's a full identity that guy lives, gets to live that. For example, the Undertaker is very popular. He lived his character for many years. Everybody thought he was actually a dead person. So it's a identity which has let the real person, who might not even know the identity he's taken, but to tremendous success. So an identity can lead to tremendous success. There's no denial about that. But it will, if you don't know how to dissolve it and it's dissolved by force, it will be a very painful process for you. Very painful process to dissolve, because it takes there's a lot of effort even in personality development, and millions. I think I'm pretty sure it's $1 million industry to develop a brutal personality. Alexander the Great, Donald Trump, it has to be a strong personality. But these people struggle with withdrawing the personality. As you can see in the case of Donald Trump, he's mostly clearly miserable in his life, but the show of that identity of happiness is consistently needs to be shown. Might be at least the unless he's 100% of the time creating the identity. And this is a modern example. You can also see Genghis Khan identity. You can even create nice identities like Mahatma Gandhi in your head. Whichever you want, is no limit. You can create. I don't want to sound, but in like there's DTs you can have so whatever you want. There's many ways to it. The withdrawal process is to go inwards. So you want to withdraw it as well, dissolve it, and then hopefully you can create a new one if you get the chance. All right, that was all I had to say about an I and how to create an I, how to dissolve an I, how I is being created, how to dissolve it. It's like a movable thing. It's not really a fixed agenda. And same with this channel and my identity, what you're making. It's a evolving process, as you will see through different videos of mine. Uh, so yeah, that's about it for today. Hope this helps you out. Thank you.